I can't thank you enough. You do exactly the same as what Papa does. You advise him beyond the academics and the official things. So I thank you so much for all that you do. To the rest of the professors, Professor Maria, I congratulate you. Professor Namara, my OB, and the chairperson of the organizing committee for these functions, Mr. Professor Kugonza, I thank you so much. He was my OB, although he didn't know, at the University of Birmingham. To the rest of the UMI fraternity, I would like to thank you so much. I can't list all of you, but I can mention, permit me to mention a few. The few that have supported me alongside supporting Gerard. I would like to acknowledge Dr. Sekamate, Professor Maria, Dr. Rose Namara, I don't know where she is, she's my cheerleader. Dr. Kwatampora, actually I meant Kwatampora first. Dr. Rose Kwatampora, my cheerleader. She supports me even emotionally. Dr. Namara, Dr. Okay, and to the rest of the staff that support Gerard in whatever way, I would like to thank you so much. If I list, I may make a mistake if I continue listening. To this lunch, much as it was prepared by UMI, but I was given the privilege to welcome you to the lunch which you have already taken. Thank you for having the lunch. Okay. And to UMI, thank you for preparing the lunch. Many of you who have interacted with me have had this question, and I think today I may want to shed light a bit. And the question is, how did I meet Gerard? But before I go there, I would like to congratulate Gerard. Me, I call him Gerard, forgive me. I will not call him Professor for now. But because he knows. He knows that I partly made him a professor. So, many of you have been wondering, where did this short woman meet Gerard? Actually, many of you have asked me. I met judges some time back in State House. I think they were students of Gerard. They all had the same question. And everybody was eager to hear, where did you meet Gerard? It's not surprising that I met Gerard in the quest for knowledge. Many of you did not know. We were all striving to get scholarships for further studies. Me, I was an intern in the Ministry of Education, in the corridor. That's where the benches were. We were 13 on the Commonwealth Scholarship, and it was one scholarship. Okay, and Gerard was one of the people. I never picked any interest in this gentleman when I saw him, because he was quiet, very quiet, and he had his hands like this. So he was seated at the very end of the line. We were 13, and they would call in one by one. But I was a young lady who was very shrewd at the time. Okay, so what happened, before we went in for the interviews, I mobilized everybody who was in the line. I said, you people, one of us must get this scholarship, right? So Gerard was in the corner looking. He didn't answer. I said, one of us must get the scholarship. It should not be given to anybody who has not strived to sit these interviews. Because we have spared our time, we have applied. But with the corruption in this country, the scholarship may go to somebody else. Okay? So people were asking me, so how do we sort it out? Gerard was quiet. And I said, okay, let's make an attendance list of all. In addition to the book of the Ministry of Education, which we can't access after here, let us make our attendance list and we take our phone numbers, all of us. Okay? Those days there was no WhatsApp. So people looked at me. I think majority were men. They said, that's a good idea. Gerard was quite quiet. So I started passing the list. One by one, I would say, write your name and your phone number. Name, phone number. When I reached Gerard, he looked at me and said, what did you say? I told him, you heard me, put your name and phone number. So that whoever gets this scholarship, we shall know. At least we will be comfortable that one of us got it. Now, we did the interviews. I think I was the second last to do the interviews. Gerard had already gone. He even never waved to me when he was leaving. So 2 weeks later, we were all waiting eagerly for a call from the Ministry of Education, and it had not yet come. I received a phone call from a voice I could not recognize at the time. And then the person on the other end of the line said, you got the scholarship. You young girl, you got the scholarship. I said, who are you? Who are you telling me? Are you from the Ministry of Education? He said, no, I have come from Tororo, and I was checking on the list, and I found that you took the scholarship. So I wanted to inform you, then you inform the rest whom you have on your list, so that they are comfortable that at least one of us got the scholarship. Then I said, who are you? What is your name? He said, my name is Gerard. I said, okay. You are the one who, you know. He said, I'm very busy, by the way, I'm going to the field, so that's the information I wanted to pass on. Good luck. So I celebrated, and that was it. So it ended there. Until about a month later, he called me again and said, you know what? I also got a scholarship to go to Norway. And I praised God. I said, okay. This guy was kind enough to call me. Because even after his call, I took almost another week for me to get a call from the ministry that I had got the scholarship. So I saw kindness in him right from the very word go. I said, thank God that he can go and pursue his studies in Norway. I actually lined up for him. Those days there was a long line at the British High Commission to get visas. And he was coming from Tororo, so I decided to line up for him so that he can be among the first people in the queue. But no ideas at the moment. I was a very strict young lady, okay? Although I really knew what I wanted, okay? So we all went our separate ways. I went to the United Kingdom, to the University of Birmingham. My OB is here, and even Dr. Kasozi, I was glad to learn that he's an OB. But they probably were there before me, I don't know. So we went our separate ways until, I think 1 year later, yeah, we got in touch, and the details for our private. We met in the quest for knowledge because I also like books. I like books a lot. And I'm glad that I met a man who is in the same mind. We got married in 2005. When I meet people and I tell them that, they cannot even believe. It's now coming 20 years. 20 years of a good life, I must say. It has not given me any trouble. My friends can testify to that. I have a friend behind there from campus. She's called Gaude Chichoncho. She knows all about Gerard and me, but she has never got any report that Gerard has stressed me or anything. So we've had 20 years, and I'm very proud of that, and I thank God. Much as we have had a lot of stresses here and there, many of you are aware. For example, you were with us when Gerard fell ill. It was by God's grace that Gerard survived. By God's grace that Gerard survived. Actually, I think I don't even know what to say, because I had the opportunity of being with him in the hospital when we were admitted, both admitted in Mulago. Gerard was the worst in terms of severity. He was the worst on the HDU. But somehow there's a way God does things. You know, the fact that I even had the opportunity, me I call it opportunity, much as people were telling me that you are going to die here and leave your son. I had the opportunity of being there and seeing God's work. Gerard never worried. He was like this. You know, no worry, no, he was not scared, much as he was seeing people dying. All people would die in front of him. Every day they would take away bodies. Gerard was not moved. Then I would ask him, "Are you scared? Maybe I put something to cover you so that you don't see dead bodies." He said, "No. God will take care of me." And we thank God that He enabled us to spend that month in Mulago, and we came out alive. And I really thank God that I had that opportunity to be there and see the goodness of God. At one point, there's a doctor, a female doctor, who came and asked me that, I understand you have a son. I said, yes. He said, why are you here? This man is going to die. You go back home and look after your son. Okay? I looked at her and said, you know what? I will not leave. Okay? So we thank God so much for his life. And for those of you who have supported us, actually all of you have supported us. Many of Gerard's friends have mentioned that Gerard keeps friends. That one amazes me. He even has nursery friends. Not because the mother was a nursery teacher, but somehow there is a way they have kept. I don't know if Mr. Nkwasire is still here. Mr. Nkwasire, the nursery friend whom they fought with, they keep reminding each other that they used to fight for containers. He has kept all those friends up to today. It amazes me. Okay. And not that he visits them or they visit each other, but there's a way he keeps them around. To the extent that I have had the luxury of not suffering in my marriage because of his friends. I do not suffer. Yes. Because even when he was ill, I would like to tell you that in addition to the UMI support, UMI supported us so much, thank you so much, but the friend of Gerard at all levels, I got phone calls that I had never imagined. Okay, some people even didn't know that they were really, really close to him that much, especially in government. They would call and say, thank you for being there for our son. Thank you. I was like, what? So Gerard didn't tell me that he was this close to this person. So they all supported me. I did not suffer. I looked after your son, but I did not suffer. Because they provided. They provided. Even for the home, my son did not suffer. They were providing everything in the home. Professor Menson, I don't know if he's still here. Professor Menson, he has gone. He has been a long-term friend of Gerard, and a big support. Emotional, social, financial, so many things. I don't know if Mishas is still here. Mishas is our best. He's our best man. He has been Gerard's best man, and he has done the job so well. Him and his wife, I would like to thank them so much. Their daughter was our flower girl. But Mishas has been a very big support, you know. At one point he was like, you took my brother away from me, but you will not break the bond. And I've tried to do that, not to break your bond. So Mishas, thank you so much. I would like to thank the family the extended family for Gerard, and this includes the aunties, the uncles, some of whom are not here. Auntie Karen, here representing the beloved mother. Gerard loved his mother so much, and the mother loved him so much, you know. So she would have been very happy to be here today, and I'm sure she would have jumped. She would have even jumped, okay? But I would like to acknowledge the contribution of the aunties and the friends of the mother, represented by Aunt Jenny Paji. She's seated there. Very good friend of Gerard's mother from years back. And she told me that too. Others may not be here. Please send my regards to them. I will not let me not forget thanking Gerard's parents, because I met them. At least I had the privilege of meeting them. They did a good job. They did a very, very good job in Gerard. What she wrote in the book is exactly what they did. Two different personalities coming together, and they brought out a very fine individual. The mother was very strict. You keep saying that I'm like the mother, even you. But she was really strict. A no meant a no. Okay? Me, I used to call her actually Auntie No. Because you don't go around her, you know, if she says no, it's a no. Okay? So I would like to thank the parents for instilling values in Gerard, including the value of Christianity. Gerard attended Sunday school, and when you look at his profile, it is amazing. He has a whole book, it's a whole file, right from certificates of nursery school, Sunday school, they are all there. The mother compiled all that years back. You know, that is a job well done. You know, it keeps somebody, even those certificates we were talking about from the high school, they are there. Certificate of discipline, reliability, I saw them, they are there. It's a whole file, as big as this. So the parents were quite an inspiration, they were quite an organized couple. The father was very, very humble, extremely humble, very quiet, very few words, but very, very upright, mentally. And I remember when Gerard was going, I met them before Gerard I met them at the airport, before Gerard went to Norway, because he left before me. And Gerard was telling the father that, Dad, I'm leaving the job, I don't know, will this affect you? The father said, my son, you go, we shall survive. He cried even, he said, but you go. So I would like to thank them for whatever they did to ensure that Gerard comes out the way he did. I would like to thank, in a special way, Dr. Rugunda, who has done a lot for us as a family. She has a birthday actually with my son, so every year he calls and says, oh, how is my birthday boy? They share a birthday. He has been a very big inspiration in Gerard's life and in our family as a whole. He supported me greatly when Gerard was ill. He enabled me literally to stay in Mulago, because they were chasing me out of the HD ward, telling me to get out because I had healed. I called him and said, if I leave Gerard here, he will die. He said, my daughter, wait. He did his networking, and Dr. Vugaba allowed me to stay in Mulengera. And beyond that, he made sure he called me every night, comforting me and telling me that as long as I am alive and I feel strong, I can continue supporting Gerard until he gets out. Much as it was still my decision to stay, but that support system, headed by Ndugu, Rugunda, and several others from Kigezi High School, from several others, UMI fraternity, headed by Rose, She was always on the phone calling me. So I would like to thank all of you for that. I think I would like to end by again congratulating Gerard for this big milestone, which I actually saw coming. I saw it coming. Much as for him, he's always, I saw it coming. Because Gerard is so committed. When we were in Bergen, what many of you did not know that when I finished my master's in England, I came back here. I came back to Uganda, we got married. Then Gerard immediately the following month left for Norway for his PhD. So he left me here in Uganda. I joined him, I think, about a year later. And I was there all along as he did his PhD. Gerard is so committed and he likes perfection. He would write the thesis and then in the night he says, this thing didn't come out well. He would throw them in the dustbin and say, let me repeat it. So he's so committed and he likes perfection and he likes documenting and saying the truth all the time. Sometimes I warn him that in my culture you go slow with the truth and massage it a little bit. So I would like to congratulate him for that commitment and for partly fulfilling the father's desire. I don't think the father desired or wished that he becomes a professor, but he desired that the son attains the highest level of education. From the way he cried at the airport saying, my son, you go. So, I would like to congratulate you for that, for fulfilling, or for that wish for your parents, or for your parents. And for me, there's not much I ask from him. After 20 years of marriage, there's not much I ask from him. We've had a good life. We've moved wherever. I was with him in Norway. I would escort him for his PhD seminars all over wherever he went. Here in Uganda, we have had the opportunity. I don't think I've ever slept outside my home, not even once. Because the conditions are very conducive, created by him. Very, very peaceful, and I'm glad that the son, my lovely son here, has taken, he's like the father almost. And on this note, I would like to conclude by picking a lesson from still going back to what Bishop prophesied. If you do not have anything good to say about somebody's child, do not say anything. Keep quiet. Because a child is precious. Okay? A child is precious. You don't have to prophesy good things, but you don't have to say bad things about people's children. Why am I saying this? He prophesied even before the boy was still young, just in S5. He has his own children. Why didn't he prophesy that his children become professors? You see? Somehow God works through him, but there are people who God uses to speak good things and they do the opposite. Okay? When I had Joel, we had Joel after quite a long time, 3 years. Partly because we were busy. He was doing his PhD, very, very busy. I also entered into another academic endeavor in Norway. I said I will not sit at home. So I went and did a second master's and in another part of the country because I studied in Buda, near Russia. So we were far apart for that the first part of that period. I was towards Russia doing another master's and he was in Bergen, a very, very long distance. So Joel came after 3 years. Okay? And I will never forget the reason why I'm saying if you do not have anything good to say about somebody's child, even if the child is weak, look for something good that can empower the child, not to put them down. Okay? Because there is always something good about anybody. Okay? It can be beauty, it can be, it can be smartness, it can be, So anything good is what you promote. Anyway, that's part of what I learned, and from my social work background. Joel, when I produced Joel, he delayed to talk. He talked at the age of 4, even after being at school. So we got a bit worried that there was an issue. Now, we got a visitor who imagined or who assumed that I did not understand Luchika. By the way, I did want to mention it. I'm a Muganda by tribe. So I understand Luchika very, very well. Much as the speaking has taken a while. Okay? But I understand everything. So one of the visitors came and said she was a Muchiga lady, a relative actually, Gerard. After serving them in the sitting room, I walked to the kitchen, and the baby, this boy was about 4 years, 4.2 years, because he talked at 4.8. She said in Luchiga that she has produced for us a food, a dump, it's Now, I knew what exactly she meant, but I kept it to myself. I never reacted. I came back, played the Chiganda way, and the rest is history. I'm very glad that the son, who was called Ichiteta, has at least taken the character of the father, which to me is very pleasant. Recently, he was awarded the most disciplined student in Aga Khan, in the lower school. For me, that is what matters. Okay? Most disciplined. And in addition to that, the Chiteta got 3 A's in Cambridge. 3 A's and a B in Cambridge, in the first exams that he did. He's here. He shouldn't be here today, but I negotiated so that he does his mocks. French orals tomorrow, but he's beginning his exams, mock exams. He's supposed to begin today. So why am I saying this? Gerard has been a product of many of your blessings, either by word, or by encouragement, or by support in whatever way, okay? In whatever way. He's a product, and you are part of that. That you are part of this product that we are seeing. I will end by thanking my parents. I was orphaned at 13. I'm ending in the next 3 minutes. I was orphaned at 13, but I was blessed to be the last born out of 10 children. My brother is here, Benjamin. But I would like to thank my parents, because they were very simple people, very simple people, but they desired that their children go to school and meet good men. It takes me back to the prophecy of the bishop. I remember my father, when I was, I think around P3, from P3 onwards, whenever I would bring the report card home, it was out of the 11 children, by the time I reached P3, the rest had left home. They had started working. So we were only 3, me, him, and our late brother. So my father would say, whenever I would bring back a report card, he would say, he would talk to my mother, not knowing that I was listening, near the curtain there. He would say, my daughter should never find a man who doesn't like school, because she really does her best. It was the desire, but expressed in a simple way. So somehow it kept ringing in my head from the age of 8. It kept ringing in my head. So I did not make a mistake to accept Gerard's proposal. Partly it was those words from my father. And I salute the Bachiga people who are here, because I grew up with seeing Bachiga people around my home. Incidentally, there were many around my home. And my mother would make a comment. That's why it's very important, whatever you say, whatever you do when children are around. Because people keep asking me, what did you like from Amochiga? Bachiga tough. Doesn't he beat you? No, I said no. But my mother, she would treat those Bachiga very, very well. She would say, these guys are reliable. When you agree to do something, they do it. Okay? We had a very big farm at my home. They would come and agree. If they have come to dig, they would dig. And they would not even ask for drinking water. It would be my mother to ask them, please come and take drinking water. So my mother would comment and say, these Bachiga men are very, very committed. They are very reliable. That was her comment. They do their bit. So Gerard is exactly that. I would like to end here by thanking all of you for sparing your time to be here with us. And I would like to invite you to a small cake prepared by none other than me and Madame Jane. By the way, for those of you who do not know Jane, right there, let me also take this chance to thank Madame Jane for supporting Gerard all the way. I never worry. Gerard is in good hands. She can even tell my driver, Gerard, has the lunch come? Gerard is not looking, he's looking hungry. She does a very, very good job.